We know that Huawei has deep ties to China, the Chinese Communist Party. It's a state-run entity. So why on earth is the Department of Commerce willing to hand over $60 billion worth of our tech to the enemy? I can't even say that China is stealing our technology in that instance. Yes, they've done a great deal of espionage to steal our technology, but this is us being willing to hand them and sell them our technology to the people that are stealing it as well. That makes no sense at all. Joe Biden is just handing it over. Hey everybody, I hope as always that you've had a great week. I'm here with an update on what's been going on in Washington, D.C. I've got to give updates on our effort to curb illegal immigration, secure the border, hearing to keep China from getting hands on American-made technology and weapons, a number of other things. Let's get things started. So first up, as you may know, this Congress I'm serving as the chair of the Foreign Affairs Committee Subcommittee on Oversight and Accountability. This week we had a hearing on an important topic. A lot of people don't know a lot about this. It's known as export controls. Now, for those of you who might not be as familiar, export controls are the rules and regulations in place. They're supposed to keep advanced and potentially dangerous technology out of the hands of our adversaries. It could be semiconductor chips that have to go in a hypersonic missile that China's developing. It could be something more nefarious than that. But unfortunately, the Biden administration's Department of Commerce isn't taking the proper steps to implement those controls. And it's a major threat to our national security. To put a finer point on it, if our service members, Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, Coast Guard, had to line up against China, they would be looking across the battlefield at technology that came out of our own supply chain. That is a major problem. Now, as I said in my opening statement, export controls are about, one, ensuring that the word of the United States is taken seriously on the global stage. Two, protecting national security. And three, beating China. Now, we're going to beat China because we run faster than them, because we work harder than them. But that doesn't mean that we should work to give them any kind of advantage to catch up. That can't be the way that you fight to win. And that's how we fight. We fight to win in every single case. No holds barred, nothing held back. That's how we got to do it. But that's not what the Biden administration is doing. Case in point, during a 6-month period between November 2020 and April 2021, Commerce approved $60 billion worth of licenses for American technology to a Chinese company, Huawei. It denied less than 1% of licenses to the company. We know that Huawei has deep ties to China, the Chinese Communist Party. It's a state-run entity. So why on earth is the Department of Commerce willing to hand over $60 billion worth of our tech to the enemy? I can't even say that China is stealing our technology in that instance. Yes, they've done a great deal of espionage to steal our technology, but this is us being willing to hand them and sell them our technology to the people that are stealing it as well. That makes no sense at all. Joe Biden is just handing it over. This hearing was just the first step in our subcommittee. We'll be looking for a number of ways to force the Biden administration to take necessary action and actually use export controls as another tool to take action on China and their advancement. Let's talk about another issue. On the House floor this week, we voted on a bill known as H.R. 2, the Securing Our Borders Act. Now, this week, Title 42, or the, quote, Remain in Mexico policy, officially came to an end after President Biden's decision to rescind that. It's no secret that Border Patrol agents have gotten little to no support from the administration, but at least they had Title 42. It has been a huge asset in curbing illegal immigration, as much as it's been a problem to the tune of millions coming across the border during the Biden administration. But now Joe Biden is bringing it to an end without any plan to replace it or give those agents the support that they need to do their job. That's where Republicans and Democrats differ. Republicans have a plan, and it's known as H.R. 2. This legislation is going to do several things. It's going to secure the border by forcing the Biden administration to restart construction of President Trump's border wall that he halted construction on in his first week in office. It's going to require Biden to deploy new technology, increase the number of Border Patrol agents, all things that he could do but he doesn't want to do them. It's going to address the abuse of the way the executive branch enforces immigration authority by ending catch and release and other dangerous policies that literally allow people to cross our borders and just be released into any small town across the United States of America, and the Biden administration does nothing about it. Literally transports them around the United States of America, perpetuating the problem. It's going to increase transparency on the number of illegal border crossings. Republicans have a plan to address the catastrophe on the southern border. President Biden and Democrats, they just want to appease their far-left base by turning a blind eye to the problem. That's not a solution. I hope that my colleagues on the other side of the aisle will have a change of heart and work with us to fix our broken immigration system. There's a lot of other things that need to be worked on. This is specifically about stemming that tide, about illegal border crossings. But we have a major issue with those that have already been let into the United States of America illegally. Those that are getting illegal identification, going out there and finding their way into a host of systems that they have no place being in. Whether it's in the workforce or whether it's as a voting constituency, those are places that they don't belong. And those have to be addressed as well. Lastly, May is Military Appreciation Month, and I want to take this opportunity to thank every active duty service member, every reservist, every veteran, every student at one of our nation's service academies for answering the call, joining our nation's proud tradition of military service. It is an honor to call you my brothers and sisters in arms. I salute you. I want to formally invite you to what we do every year, our Military Appreciation Barbecue. By the time you're watching this video, it will probably be just a few hours until we get that party started, but I hope that you can join us. We'll be at Flagler Park, where we always do it, in Stuart from 12 to 3 p.m. with food and live music. On top of that, we'll have members of my team available to help address any issues that you might have going on with the Department of Defense or the Department of Veterans Affairs. If you're a young person considering enlisting or applying to one of our nation's service academies, it's free to attend, open to all military personnel and their families. We answer questions for you. You meet veterans, get to learn their experiences, so we hope that we see you there. Now, as always, it is an honor to serve you. I hope that you all have a great weekend. I look forward to seeing you all around. You all take care. Hey everyone, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed the video, please click like and subscribe. I will be back on YouTube with more exclusive content, so stay tuned.